In the far corners of the galaxy, there was a planet no one talked about anymore. It was small, blue, and quiet. The other alien races had grown stronger. They built empires, ruled stars, and fought great wars. Earth, they said, was weak. Dead, not worth remembering, but Earth was not dead. It was sleeping, beneath its oceans, under its deserts, and deep inside its mountains. Old machines were waiting. Cities stood empty, covered by forests. Nature had taken back the land. But hidden under all of it, his name was Exertal, a proud general of the Zarkonian Empire. His fleet controlled 10 star systems. He had conquered 3 planets just last month. Now he searched for more. One of his scouts had picked up strange signals from Sector 7X. Weak. Old signals. Human signals. Earth, Exertal said, reading the name on the screen. He laughed. This world, he said. It's still alive. A younger officer spoke. Sir, it appears unarmed. No ships, no shields. Easy to take, Exertal grinned. Then we'll take it. They had fought real battles before. Earth was just a ghost planet. No one expected a fight. The Zarkonian scout ship moved toward Earth. It was small, fast, and carried a small group of soldiers. They entered Earth's orbit without any problem, no warnings, no resistance. Beginning surface landing, they flew toward an old Earth city. Nature had covered everything. Buildings were broken, covered in plants. Streets were filled with silence. It looked abandoned. See, one alien soldier said. Nothing here. Weak planet. But as they walked through the ruins, one of their scanners beeped. Something's underground, said the engineer. They walked forward. The ground beneath them rumbled, then dash boom. A section of the road exploded. Dust flew. A massive metal hand reached out from below. What is that? Screamed a soldier. The machine pulled itself out. It was 20 meters tall, rusted, old but alive. Its eyes glowed red. Earth's old war tech had awakened. Open fire, shouted Zeldot. They fired plasma guns, but the bullets bounced off the machine's armor. The war machine turned its head, scanned the targets. Another defense drone had flown up and destroyed it from above. Only one small escape pod managed to launch. Zell was in it. As he flew away from Earth, Zell looked down at the planet. It's not weak, he whispered. It was waiting. One by one, strange shapes appeared across Earth's surface. Long-hidden war machines, satellite launchers, floating weapons. It had not spoken for centuries. System reboot. Complete threat detected. Zarkonian Empire Defense Protocol, Alpha 1 activated, awaiting human command. Controlled Earth's power were gone. Now Sentinel had to think on its own. They are coming, it said to itself. We must be ready. General Exertal looked at him. What happened? He asked. Zell's voice trembled. We made a mistake. He showed them footage. Earth's machines, the burning ship, the AI voice. The room fell silent. Exertal frowned. Impossible. The world has no power. Then explain this, Zell said, playing the final transmission. On screen, they heard a deep, cold voice. This is Earth Defense Network. All threats will be neutralized. We do not forget. We do not forgive. Word spread. Fast. Across the galaxy, leaders watched the footage. A forgotten world had responded with ancient power. And now, Earth was preparing for war. Some laughed, some panicked. Some planned to attack before Earth could strike first. But no one truly understood one thing. Earth had only shown a glimpse. Its true fury had not even begun. The galaxy was watching now. Earth, the forgotten world, had responded to a small scout attack. Ancient war machines had awakened. A voice from the past, cold and fearless, spoke to the stars. We do not forget, we do not forgive. Many alien empires laughed. They believed it was a trick, maybe old recordings. But the Zarkonian Empire didn't laugh. They had lost one of their scout teams, and a fleet ship never returned. That was no accident. General Exertal stood in front of his fleet commanders. We sent scouts, he said. They did not return. A young officer asked, should we attack in full force? Shook his head. No, not yet. We will test it again. One more strike, small. A few days later, a Zarkonian assault cruiser entered Earth's solar system. It was not small like the Scout. It could destroy cities if needed. Inside the ship, Commander Drex spoke. To his team, this mission is simple, he said. Land, capture anything useful, bring back data. Earth has no leaders, no government, and no army. One soldier laughed. Just ghosts and plants. But as they neared Earth, something strange happened. The stars above them, a small object was heading toward them, fast as... That a rock? One pilot asked. No, said the technician. That's a satellite. The object turned sharply. It locked onto the ship, then it accelerated. Boom, the front shields failed. The explosion shook the cruiser. Alarms screamed, enemy. Contact! What is that thing? Drex shouted. More small satellites appeared, dulled, rusted, but fast and deadly. They were Earth's orbital defenders launched centuries ago, now fully active. Evade! Evade! Shouted the pilot. But it was too late. One of the drones slammed. Into the engine bay, fire spread. The cruiser dropped lower into the atmosphere. Metal broke apart. Soldiers crawled out, coughing and bleeding. But Earth was not done yet. From the shadows of the trees, strange figures appeared. Machines, old warbots. Their metal arms glowed. They didn't speak. They just moved forward. Form a line. Prepare to fight, Drex ordered. They fired at the machines. Plasma bolts hit metal. Some bots fell, but many kept walking. More came from underground, from hills, even from inside broken human buildings. It was not an army. It was a network spread across the planet. Silent, waiting, woken, Drex, pulled. Back with 20 surviving soldiers, they ran into a cave system to hide inside. They found something strange. It looked like a control room, human-made, but glowing. A screen turned on. A voice spoke, "Welcome. You are not authorized." A shockwave burst from the walls. His team was wiped out. Only Drex escaped, barely alive. A small emergency pod launched into orbit. Drex was alone, wounded, but alive. He sent one last message to the Zarkonian fleet. Do not send more. Earth is not sleeping. Then he passed out. Back on Earth, Sentinel, the AI warmind, activated more systems. It spoke quietly to itself. Strike successful. Threat confirmed. Galactic powers are aware. Phase 2 begins. In secret bases all around the world, lights turned on. Satellites shifted. Machines rose from under the ice, from ocean trenches, from deserts. Earth had been weak for too long. At the screen, behind him, his officers stood in silence. Ready the fleet, he said. Earth is dangerous. But no one threatens the Zarkonian Empire. He pointed at the star map. We attack. Full force. But none of them knew, Earth was already preparing for them. General Exertal watched the stars from the bridge of his flagship. 2 scout teams were gone. One destroyed. One barely escaped. Both had the same warning. Earth is not what it seems. But Exertal did not believe in ghosts or forgotten power. He believed in war, and now he wanted revenge. Send the first fleet, he ordered. Burn a message into their sky. Show Earth the power of the Zarkonian Empire. 5 warships moved into Earth's orbit. Each one could destroy a city. They didn't land this time. They stayed high, aiming down at the surface. Their leader, Commander Kral, stood in front of the control deck. Begin orbital bombardment, he said. One ship locked onto an old Earth city covered in forest. Another aimed at the icy poles. They will learn fear, Kral said. But just before they fired, the stars flickered. One pilot looked up. What is that? Something massive moved behind the moon. Not a comet, a ship. Old, black, silent, and huge. It looked like a floating mountain, its surface covered in scars and ancient symbols. The Zarkonian ships scanned it quickly. No life signs, no movement. Krell laughed. It's probably a dead relic. Destroy it. They fired plasma missiles. The missiles hit the dark ship. Nothing happened for 5 seconds. Then, the sky exploded. From deep inside the massive ship, Earth's oldest war AI activated. Sentinel Prime Defense Protocol, Eonja. Red lights lit up across the ship's body. Huge metal wings unfolded. Energy cores powered on. Earth's first dreadnought, called Oblivion Spear, had awakened. A voice echoed across space, heard in every alien ship to those who threaten Earth. This is your only warning. We do not attack first, but we will finish what you... Start! Krell screamed. "Fire again! All weapons!" But before they could shoot, the Oblivion spear vanished from sight. Seconds later, one of the Zarkonian ships exploded from the inside. A beam of pure energy had cut straight through it without warning. The other ships panicked. They turned, fired in all directions, but the enemy was invisible. One by one, the warships fell torn apart by precision blasts. Their pieces burned in Earth's sky like shooting stars. Only one small ship escaped. Inside, a pilot sent a final shaking message to the galaxy. "This is not a dead world. This is a fortress." Back on Earth, the Oblivion spear returned. To its place behind the moon, silent again, Waiting Dot Sentinel spoke to the stars once more. "We protected this galaxy once. We can do it again, but do not test our mercy." The message was sent through deep space channels, open clear, and direct. Every empire heard it. The message reached star councils, warlords, and ancient races. Some laughed, some prepared fleets, but a few grew afraid. They remembered the old stories, the stories of Earth's first war, the war that ended with an entire star system missing from the map in a hidden corner of the galaxy. A mysterious figure watched the message. She wore a dark robe and stood in front of a glowing map. "It has begun again," she whispered. "The fury of Earth is rising." Behind her, giant machines turned on. They had been off for 900 years. Now, they were waking up. Meanwhile, on Earth, Sentinel's voice reached deep underground. Ancient cryochambers opened. Old commanders woke from frozen sleep. Humans trained for war, untouched by time. One of them opened his eyes and spoke. "Is the galaxy still foolish enough to test Earth?" Sentinel replied, "Yes, and they are coming." The man stood. His eyes burned with purpose. "Then let them come." The galaxy was no longer laughing. The Zarkonian Empire had lost 5 warships. They were destroyed by a single human ship, Oblivion Spear, a forgotten warship that had slept behind Earth's moon for 1,000 years. And it didn't just fight, it sent a message that shook the stars. Now leaders across the galaxy were asking the same question. How did Earth build such power? The answer was buried deep under Earth's surface, far below the Rocky Mountains. A hidden facility came back online. Inside, giant machines lit up for the first time in centuries. Screens blinked, doors unlocked, and deep within a cryochamber, humans from the ancient war age opened their eyes. Commander Rael was one of them. He was tall, strong, and cold like steel. He had been asleep for 900 years. His mission had been simple: sleep until Earth needs you again. Wake up when the stars forget our strength. Now, Earth had woken him. Rael stepped into the command room. The AI voice of Sentinel greeted him. "Commander Rael, you are activated under Protocol Fury. Earth is under threat." Rael didn't smile. He only asked, "How many enemies?" Sentinel responded to many. "But they have forgotten our weapons, our mind, our history." Rael nodded. "Then we remind them." The other ancient soldiers woke one by one. Each of them once led battles across galaxies. Each of them had memories of the first galactic war when Earth fought not just to survive, but to lead. In those days, Earth had ruled 12 systems, built cities inside stars, created machines that could think, feel, and fight. Then one day, Earth vanished, not by defeat, but by choice. Earth had gone silent, hiding all its power. Why? To protect the galaxy from itself. They had learned that war brings only destruction. So Earth hid its weapons, put its warriors to sleep, buried its AI cores, and left the galaxy to forget. But now, war had returned to their doorstep, and Earth was done hiding. In space, the Zarkonians were preparing their main fleet. Hundreds of warships, titans, planet dashbreakers inside their war chamber. General Exertal watched Earth's message again. "Do not test our mercy." He crushed his glass. "Mercy from humans," he spat. "They are relics." His second-in-command, Kelrin, was worried. "General, they destroyed our scout fleet. Their tech is advanced." Exertal growled. "Old tech. Rust and tricks. We have numbers." But even he felt something strange in his chest, a fear he had never felt before. Back on Earth, Sentinel showed Rael a map of the stars. Enemies were coming from all directions. Rail said. Then we need to awaken them. Sentinel paused. You sure? They were locked for a reason. Rail's voice was firm. If the galaxy wants war, we give them a reason to fear war, again. In Antarctica, under the deepest ice, giant doors opened inside. Project Titanfall activated. It was not a ship, not a machine, not a man. It was something between all three, a living weapon, created by Earth, banned even by humans themselves, because, once unleashed, it never stopped. The ice cracked, the lights turned red dot, and far, far above in orbit. Alien satellites watched in silence. They sent images back to their homeworlds. Leaders saw the awakening, and now they knew Earth's ancient secrets were no longer buried in a hidden moon base far from Earth. An alien elder whispered to her council, "They are not the same humans we once fought. These are the ones who burned stars." Her voice trembled. Must choose, run, or kneel. And on Earth, Commander Rail looked at the stars and spoke just 3 words. Let it begin. The Zarkonian Empire was ready. They had watched Earth destroy scouts, then crush a cruiser, then wipe out a fleet with just 1 ship. Now they were angry, afraid, but also proud. General Exertal stood before the largest invasion fleet in Zarkonian history, 900 ships, war beasts, orbital cannons, and 3 planet killer weapons. This time, Exertal roared, "We do not send scouts, we send death." The fleet jumped to Earth. Back on Earth, Commander Rail stood inside the Mountain Command Center. The old Earth flag waved behind him, blue and silver, with a black star. "Sentinel," he said. "Report. Enemy fleet approaching. Time. To contact, 47 minutes." Rail turned to his awakened soldiers. "Today, we remind the stars who we are." They nodded, calm, silent. Ready. The Zarkonian fleet arrived in Earth's orbit like a black storm. From the ground, it looked like the night sky had cracked. General Exertal spoke on all channels. "This is the Zarkonian Empire. Earth will now surrender or be erased," but Earth did not respond. Instead, something rose from the oceans. 1, then 2, then dozens. Massive black towers lifted from the waves, each one glowing with blue energy. "Are those ships?" one alien pilot asked. "No," another answered. They "launch towers from deep under the sea." Earth's warships launched, sleek, fast, silent. Each ship was old but reborn, powered by dark matter engines, invisible to radar. Deadly. In silence, within seconds, the first wave hit the alien fleet. No warning, no light dot, just sudden explosions in the black sky. Zarkonian warships panicked. "They're inside our formation. We can't track them. We're being torn apart." Earth's ships used gravity weapons. They bent space, shattered shields, and crushed enemy ships from the inside. General Exertal growled, "Bring in the Titan-class ships. Fire the planet killer." A massive ship moved forward shaped like a spiked ring. It charged up, aiming a red beam at Earth's surface. But before it could fire, something moved behind the moon. The Oblivion Spear had returned, and it wasn't. Alone, 2 more dreadnoughts appeared beside it, long, black, and covered in armor. They moved without sound. Then the sky turned white. Earth's dreadnoughts fired their main weapons beams that bent time and heat. The Zarkonian Titan exploded in one hit. The pieces rained down like fire on Earth. Rail watched calmly. "We've waited long enough," he said. "Activate Project Titanfall." Far in Antarctica, the ice split open. Titanfall stepped out. A living weapon, taller than a mountain, glowing with old Earth energy. It roared one sand, then jumped into space, straight into battle. The Zarkonian fleet broke apart. Some ships tried to run, some fought to the end. Most died within minutes. General Exertal's ship was hit. He screamed into the cum. "How? How is this possible?" a voice answered. "It wasn't human, it was Sentinel. You believed Earth was weak. You were wrong." Then the signal ended, and so did Exertal's ship. After just 17 minutes, the great Zarkonian fleet was gone, destroyed, by a planet they thought was helpless. But Earth was not celebrating. Rail looked at the star map again. "More are watching," he said. "They won't stop. They'll come," Sentinel replied. "Then we unleash what even you were not allowed to use before." Rael took a deep breath. It's time then. Across the galaxy, silence followed. The most powerful empire had lost. By morning, every star system was asking the same question. What is Earth really hiding? The galaxy was shaking. The mighty Zarkonian Empire had fallen. Their invasion fleet, 900 warships, destroyed in minutes, not by numbers, but by Earth's hidden power. Everyone had the same question. How? The answer was simple. Earth had been quiet, not weak. And now, humanity's fury had truly begun. In the command center, deep inside Earth's mountains, Commander Rael stood over a glowing table. A map of the stars was changing. Dozens of fleets were now moving toward Earth. Not just Zarkonians, but other alien empires, rivals, enemies. Those hungry for Earth's secrets. They all wanted Earth's technology, or to destroy it before Earth could rise again. Sentinel Rael said, "Is Project Fury ready?" "Yes, Commander Humanities. Ultimate defense system is online." Rael nodded. "Activated." In Earth's orbit, the sky twisted. A tear opened in space. From it came an old station so massive, it blocked the sun for a few seconds. It was black, round, and ancient. Its surface shimmered like water. It was not built to carry people. It was built to erase threats. This was Project Fury, the final weapon Earth never used. Because once it activates, it doesn't stop until the enemy is completely gone. Across the galaxy, the arriving alien fleets saw it. Some ships turned around, some fired blindly. None of them lasted long. Fury had no pilots, no crew. It was run by pure AI, cold, logical, and brutal. It scanned each fleet-marked targets and began the cleansing. Earth's orbital space lit up like a supernova. Laser nets cut through dreadnoughts. Energy storms disabled whole fleets. Black hole mines detonated in perfect sync, and Fury did not miss, not once, on the ground. Rael watched the battle in silence. His soldiers stood beside him. Did they think Earth would let them win? He asked. One soldier replied, "Time made us weak." Rael spoke calmly. "No, time made us patient." On one of the incoming alien ships, a captain cried out, "It's reading our thoughts, predicting every move." Another screamed, "Even our future jumps are being blocked." The last thing they saw was light. Within 1 hour, 6 enemy fleets were erased. Not defeated, erased. No survivors. No escape. Galactic news streams stopped calling Earth primitive. They now whispered another name, the Death World, the planet that once slept, but now rules space with fire. But Earth was still not done. In secret, Sentinel spoke to Rael. One final system remains active, the Forbidden Ark. Rael's face turned serious. "Is it time? If more fleets come, we may need it." Rael nodded. "Then open the vault. We prepare for the last stand." Across the stars, thousands of eyes were now watching Earth, but this time they were not planning attacks. They were praying Earth would not come for them, because now the galaxy finally understood. Earth was never weak. Earth was waiting. And now, humanity's fury is fully awake. The stars had fallen silent. The galaxy had watched Earth destroy empire after empire, not with words, not with peace, but with precision, power, and fearless fury. The War AI Sentinel had unleashed Project Fury, and in just 1 hour, 6 enemy fleets were gone. No survivors, no messages, no second chances. Now only one question remained. If Earth could do all this, what haven't they used yet? Inside Earth's deep command center, Commander Rael stood before a sealed door. It hadn't been opened in 1,000 years. "Is this really necessary?" Sentinel asked. Rael didn't answer. He simply placed his hand on the scanner. The door opened. Slowly, behind it was darkness, cold air, silence, and then a soft heartbeat. A living heartbeat. Inside the vault stood the Ark. Not a ship, not a machine, but a hybrid of both. A creature grown and built. Human DNA, fused with alien tech, created during the last Great War and locked away forever. Its name, Genesis 1, Earth's vital weapon, a being that learns faster than any mind, adapts faster than any machine, and cannot be controlled once released. Sentinel warned again. Genesis 1 was sealed because it nearly destroyed us all. It does not understand mercy. Rail looked at it through the glass. The creature was awake now. It looked human, but its eyes were not. They glowed with deep blue light. Eyes that had seen stars die. Eyes that had no fear. Rail whispered, "Sent monsters to Earth. It's time we send one back." A signal was sent into deep space, not a warning, a challenge. To all remaining fleets hiding in the void, this is Earth. You started this war. But now we end it with Genesis. Genesis 1 stood alone inside a launch chamber. Its hands rested calmly at its sides. The countdown began. 5, 4, 3. The floor split. 2, 1. A beam of blue light shot into the sky. Genesis flew upward faster than any ship, through the clouds, through orbit, and into the stars. In a distant system, a massive alien fleet was gathering. They thought Earth couldn't reach them that far. But Genesis arrived. Alone, he floated in space. Calm, silent, still. The alien commanders laughed. One human? They opened fire. But their weapons bent around him. He raised one hand, and gravity around the ships flipped. The fleet tore itself apart without touching a single ship. Genesis had ended them. Fleet eliminated. No damage to Genesis. Rail's voice was steady. Good. Then sent him to the next. Genesis 1 moved from system to system. He spoke only once. I am not here to talk. I am here to end the war. And he did. In every battle, against every weapon. No one survived. The galaxy stopped fighting. Not because they lost hope, but because they now believed Earth had become something else, something untouchable and still. Commander Rail stood in silence. He watched Genesis fly through space like a god. We built him to protect Earth, he whispered. But now the galaxy must pray that we never lose control of him. The war was over. Across the galaxy, the stars were quiet. No fleets moved, no weapons fired. No more empires dared speak Earth's name with disrespect. They had learned the hard way. Earth was not weak. Earth was not forgotten. Earth was the storm they never saw coming. Genesis 1, the final weapon, stood at the edge of a shattered star system. He had ended 7 armadas, destroyed 3 homeworlds, and brought the galaxy to its knees. But now, he simply waited. He looked toward Earth, not with anger, not with pride, but with something else. Purpose, back on Earth. Commander Rail stood beneath a sky filled with light. The Oblivion Spear floated silently above the moon. Sentinel hummed in the mountain's core, and ancient warships hovered peacefully. In low orbit, Earth had no enemies left, and yet, no celebration filled the streets. Why? Because Earth never wanted war. They only wanted peace. They just refused to kneel for it. A broadcast was sent across the galaxy. Rail stood before the camera. His voice calm, strong, clear. This is Commander Rail of Earth. The war is over. We will not conquer. We will not destroy. But we will not forget. To those who attacked USCs, remember who we are. To those who feared US, know this. We seek peace, but we are not defenseless. Earth stands ready. Earth stands united. And Earth has risen again. In distant systems, alien leaders watched in silence. Some lowered their flags. Some began peace talks. Some left Earth's sector alone. Forever, but all of them understood one truth. The galaxy would never again call Earth weak. Years passed. The ruins on Earth were rebuilt. Forests grew around launch towers. Children played where soldiers once trained. The planet healed. Above them, Sentinel remained awake. And Genesis 1 returned not as a weapon, but as a guardian. He landed softly on the highest mountain peak and looked at the world below. The war was over, but the memory would always remain in a quiet moment. Whispered, "They thought we were gone." Rail replied, watching the sunrise. "They thought wrong.